I wish to share with you a profound truth that has eluded countless individuals in their pursuit of their desires. The very reason most people remain trapped in their current circumstances, unable to manifest their dreams, lies in their misunderstanding of one fundamental principle you see. The world you experience at this very moment is nothing more than the outward projection of your inner assumptions. Every success, every failure, every circumstance in your life is a direct reflection of what you have accepted as true in your consciousness. The key step that most people miss, and this is crucial, is that they fail to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled. They pray, they hope, they work hard, but they continue to live from their current state of consciousness rather than the state they desire to express. Let me explain this more deeply. When you want something, be it wealth, love, success, or any other desire, you must first understand that it already exists in what I call the fourth dimensional world. This is the world of infinite possibilities, the world of imagination, where all things already exist in their perfect form. The secret lies not in working towards your desire, but in accepting that you already possess it. This is where most people stumble. They continue to see their desire as something to be achieved in the future, thereby perpetuating the state of wanting rather than having. Think for a moment. When you say, I want to be successful, you are actually confirming and reinforcing your current state of lack. You are declaring to your subconscious mind that success is something outside of you, something you don't currently possess. This very assumption keeps you locked in the state of wanting. Instead, you must dare to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If you desire success, you must go about your day feeling successful, thinking from success, acting from success, not as a future state to be achieved, but as a present fact. This is not mere positive thinking or affirmation. This is a complete transformation of your consciousness. You must feel the naturalness of being what you want to be. If you desire wealth, you must feel wealthy. Now, if you desire love, you must feel loved. Now, if you desire success, you must feel successful. Now, the power of your assumption, when persisted in, becomes your reality. This is law. Just as the seed contains within itself the full potential of the mature plant, your consciousness contains within itself the full potential of all you desire to be. Most people live their entire lives never realizing that their imagination is actually the very substance of reality. They see imagination as mere fantasy, as something separate from what they call reality. But I tell you this, your imagination is reality itself in its first stage of manifestation. To say to this, everything you now accept as real in your world was once only imagined. The chair you're sitting on, the clothes you're wearing, the building you're in, all were first imagined before they became what you now accept as reality. This is the pattern of creation. The same principle applies to your desires. The state you wish to occupy already exists in your imagination. It is as real as anything you now accept as fact. The only difference is your assumption about what is real and what is imagined. Let me share with you a profound truth. You never attract what you want. You attract what you are, and what you are is determined by the state you occupy in consciousness. This is why affirmations alone often fail. You cannot affirm externally what you deny internally. The key step that people miss is the complete surrender to the state desired. They try to make things happen instead of allowing things to happen through the natural law of assumption. They stand outside their desire, looking at it instead of living from within it. When you truly grasp this principle, you will understand that there is nothing to change but your assumptions about yourself and your world. The outer world must conform to your inner assumptions. This is law. Many of you sit here tonight thinking, yes, but how do I change my assumptions? The answer is simpler than you might imagine, yet it requires a complete reversal of your traditional thinking. Instead of working hard to achieve something, you must assume that you already have it. The art of assumption is the most vital skill you must master. When you assume a state, you must persist in that state until it becomes your dominant feeling. This is where people falter. They test the law instead of proving it through persistent assumption. Let me tell you something profound. Your consciousness is the only reality right now. As you sit here, you might believe that your senses define reality, but I tell you, your senses only show you what your consciousness has already accepted as true. Think about this carefully. Every night when you sleep, you enter different states in your dreams. In those dreams, you experience sights, sounds, and sensations that feel completely real. Where do these experiences come from? They come from consciousness itself. They come from consciousness deliberately creating these experiences. The difference between your dream state and your waking state is only in the intensity of your assumption. What you now consider reality is simply a more intense and persistent dream that you've collectively agreed upon. Now here's where most people miss the crucial step. They fail to understand that they can wake up from their current dream, their current state, by assuming a new state with the same intensity that they assume their present state. You see, at this very moment, you are assuming certain things about yourself. You're assuming your name, your job, your relationships, your financial status. These assumptions feel so natural to you that you don't even question them. This is the key. Whatever you assume with complete conviction must externalize itself in your world. But here's the vital truth that most miss. You can assume something new with the same naturalness. This is not pretense. This is not make-believe. This is the creative use of the same power that sustains your present assumptions. When you go to sleep tonight, you naturally assume you're in your bed. You don't question it. You don't doubt it. The same unquestioning. NJ acceptance must be applied to your desired state. Listen carefully now, for this is where the secret of manifestation lies. When you assume your desire fulfilled, you must do it with the same naturalness with which you assume your bed is real when you lie down to sleep. This naturalness is the key that most seekers miss. Your imagination, when properly directed, is not mere daydreaming. It is the very substance of reality. Every time you imagine something, you are literally creating a mold into which the substance of your world will flow. But, and this is crucial, you must remain faithful to your imaginal act. Most people perform an imaginal act and then return to their old state of consciousness. They imagine themselves wealthy for a moment, then open their eyes and react to their current financial situation. This vacillation between states prevents the manifestation of their desire. You must understand this: the moment you assume a new state, your entire world must rearrange itself to accommodate your new assumption. This is law, but you must give it time to externalize. The seed must have time to grow. Let me share with you a principle that few understand. Time is not a distance to be traveled. It is a sequence of states to be experienced. When you assume your desire fulfilled, you have actually entered the state where your desire exists. The time it takes to externalize is merely the time required for you to feel natural in that state. Most people fail because they don't grasp this truth. The feeling of naturalness is the key. If being wealthy feels unnatural to you, if being loved feels unnatural, if success feels unnatural, then you are not truly occupying that state. You are merely visiting it in your imagination. You must persist in your new state until it feels just as natural as your present state now feels. This is where faith comes in, not faith in some external power, but faith in the law that consciousness is the only reality. When you truly grasp this, you will understand that there is nothing to change but your conception of self. Change that, and you change your entire world. Now let me share with you something profound about the nature of your consciousness. Your I am-ness, your awareness of being, is God Himself individualized. When you say I am, you are proclaiming the name of God, for that is the true name of God, I am. That I am. A fatal mistake that most people make is that they do not understand this power of I am. They use it unconsciously, carelessly, not realizing that whatever follows I am is what they are decreeing into existence. When you say I am poor, I am sick, I am lucky, you are literally commanding these states into being. This is the key step that people miss. They do not watch their assumptions. Every time you react to an event, every time you speak about yourself, you are setting into motion the law that shapes your world. Your I am is your consciousness, and your consciousness is the only reality. Consider this right now. You are saying, I am to everything you accept as true about yourself. These assumptions have become so natural that you don't even recognize them as assumptions. They feel like facts, but I tell you, they are only facts because you have given them the power. Power of your assumption. The secret of manifestation lies in transferring your awareness from one state to another. You must cease to be the person you believe yourself to be and assume the consciousness of the person you wish to be. This is not pretense. This is the creative use of the only power that exists when you say, I am successful, I am wealthy, I am loved. You are not lying to yourself. You are actually entering into that state in consciousness. And since consciousness is the only reality, you are literally creating that reality. But, and this is crucial, you must persist in that state until it feels natural. This is where most people fail. They make a bold declaration of what they want to be, but they don't persist until it feels natural. They don't give the seed time to grow. You see, manifestation follows the divine pattern. Just as a seed must be planted and given time to grow, your assumption must be planted in consciousness and given time to externalize. The law operates with mathematical precision. Whatever you are conscious of being, you will manifest. There is no other way. This is why your current world perfectly reflects your past assumption. Every detail of your life, every relationship, every circumstance, there's the flowering of seeds you have planted in your consciousness. Most people spend their lives trying to change things on the outside while maintaining the same consciousness. They try to change their world while remaining in the same state. This is like trying to harvest different fruits while planting the same seeds. It is against law. Listen carefully now, for I am about to share with you the secret of effective prayer. True prayer is not begging or beseech energy and external power. True prayer is assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. When you pray, you must pray believing that you have already received. This is where faith enters. But faith is not what most people think it is. Faith is not believing that something will happen in the future. Faith is accepting as fact what your senses deny. It is living from the end, feeling the reality of your desire fulfilled, while your senses tell you otherwise. Most people miss this crucial step. They pray and then look for evidence of answer. But I tell you, the evidence will only appear after you have persisted in your assumption you must live as though your prayer has already been answered. Think about this. When you order something from a catalog, you don't keep ordering it over and over. You place the order once and then wait for its delivery. The same is true with your desires. You place your order with consciousness by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and then you wait in the absolute confidence that it must externalize. But here's the vital point that most miss while you're waiting. You must maintain the consciousness of having already received. You must live from the end. Your actions, your words, your attitudes must all spring from the assumption. Your desire is already a fact. This is not easy. I know the evidence of your senses will constantly try to pull you back to your old state, but you must persist. You must remain faithful to your assumption despite all evidence to the contrary. Now let me share with you another crucial aspect that most people overlook. Your consciousness is not confined to your physical body. Your consciousness extends to everything you are aware of. Therefore, when you change your consciousness, you change everything that falls within its range. This is why you cannot change others directly. You can only change them by changing your consciousness of them. Whatever you consciously assume about another must be manifested in your relationship with them. This is law. Most people try to change others through external means, through persuasion, through force, through manipulation, but I tell you, the only way to change another is to change your consciousness of them. Change your assumption about them, and they must conform to your new assumption. This applies to every area of your life. Your financial situation, your health, your relationships, all are simply outpicturings of your assumptions. When you change your assumption, the whole vast world must change to reflect your new consciousness. But here's where people stumble. They do not persist in their new assumption long enough for it to become natural. They venture into a new state of consciousness, but retreat at the first sign of contradiction. They are like farmers who dig up the seed to see if it's growing. You must understand this: the time between your assumption and its manifestation is not a period of inaction. It is a period of gestation. Just as a pregnant woman carries her child while going about her normal activities, you must carry your assumption while continuing with your daily life. During this period, you may face what seem to be contradictions to your assumption. Your senses may tell you that nothing has changed. This is the time when most people abandon their assumption and return to their old state. But I tell you, these apparent contradictions are actually signs that the law is working just as seed must first dissolve before it can grow. Your old conditions must often appear to worsen before they give way to your new state. This is law. The old must die for the new to be born. Therefore, I tell you this with absolute certainty. The key step that most people miss is not in the doing, but in the being. They focus on what they must do to achieve their desires when they should be focusing on what they must be. Remember this eternal truth: your world is yourself pushed out. Everything you see, everything you experience is simply yourself externalized. There is no one to change but self. When you change your concept of self, you change your entire world. The great secret of life is this: there is no one to tell you no except yourself. There is no one to deny you except yourself. There is no one to delay your good except yourself. You are the power you have been seeking. You are the authority you have been waiting for. In closing, let me give you this final, crucial understanding tonight. As you leave this place, you have a choice. You can continue to live from your old assumptions, thereby perpetuating your current conditions, or you can dare to assume a new state of consciousness, thereby creating a new world. The choice is yours, and yours alone. But remember this: whatever state you assume, whatever concept you hold of yourself, will externalize itself in your world with mathematical precision. This is not theory, and this is law. So I say to you, dare to assume that you are what you want to be. Dare to enter into the state of your wish fulfilled. Dare to live from the end, for in this daring lies the key that most people miss, the key to all manifestation. Go forth now, not to make things happen, but to allow things to happen by virtue of your changed consciousness. Go forth not to achieve, but to receive what is already yours by right of consciousness. Go forth not to become, but to be what you desire to be. For I tell you this: the kingdom of heaven is within you, and that kingdom contains all that you could ever desire. Your assumption is the key that unlocks this kingdom. Use it wisely. Use it persistently. And remember always, you are the operant power. You are the consciousness through which all things emerge. You are the God of your universe, and your consciousness is the only reality. The state you assume today is the world you will experience tomorrow. Choose wisely, persist faithfully, and watch as your world transforms itself to match your assumption that is all and that is enough. My dear wonderful friends, tonight I shall share with you the most powerful secret in all of creation. How to speak to yourself in a way that will completely transform your world in just 3 days. Not in 3 months, not in 3 years, but in 3 days. For you see, the power of your inner conversation is absolute, and it is the only true creative power in the universe. Now, when I tell you to talk to yourself, I am not speaking of the idle chatter that most engage in throughout their day. I speak of that inner conversation that is deliberate, conscious, and aligned with your desired state. For your inner conversation is your consciousness externalized, and your consciousness is God. Consider the words of Scripture: in the beginning was the Word. These words are not speaking of some external deity's utterance. They speak of your inner word, your inner conversation. For you are the operant power, and your inner conversation is the word that creates all things. Many of you come to me asking, Wayne, how long must I wait to see my desires manifest? And I tell you now, give yourself 3 days of proper inner conversation, and you will see your world begin to transform. For 3 is the number of completion in Scripture, and when you maintain the proper inner conversation for 3 days, you set in motion forces beyond your current understanding. Let me share with you exactly how to conduct this inner conversation. First, you must understand that your inner conversation must be from the end. You do not speak of what you want to be true. You speak as though what you desire is already true. This is the great secret that most of the world has missed. When you wake in the morning of your first day, your inner conversation must be from the state of your wish fulfilled. If you desire wealth, your inner conversation must be that of a wealthy person. If you desire health, your inner conversation must be that of a healthy person. If you desire love, your inner conversation must be that of someone who is deeply loved. But then this is crucial. Your inner conversation must feel natural. It must not be strained or forced, for feeling is the secret, and your inner conversation must be accompanied by the feeling of naturalness. Let me give you a perfect example from Scripture. When David spoke to Goliath, his inner conversation was not, "I hope I can win," or "I will try my best." His inner conversation was from the state of victory already achieved. This is why he could say with complete conviction, "This day will the Lord deliver thee into mine hand." Now for these 3 days you must guard your inner conversation as though your life depends upon it, because it does. Every time you catch yourself engaging in inner conversation that contradicts your desired state, you must immediately revise it. This is not a suggestion. This is a command if you wish to see your world transform. Consider this: every outer conversation you have is first an inner conversation. Every relationship you have is first an inner conversation. Every circumstance in your life is first an inner conversation. Therefore, by changing your inner conversation for just 3 days, you literally change the entire substance from which your world is created. Let me tell you how to structure your inner conversation throughout these 3 days. In the morning, your first inner words must be from the state of your wish, fulfilled before you open your eyes, before you move a muscle. Engage in the inner conversation of the person you wish to be. If you desire wealth, your inner conversation might be, "I am so grateful for my abundant life. Money flows to me easily and continuously. I am surrounded by prosperity." But remember, these words must not be mere affirmations. They must be spoken with the feeling of knowing that they are already true. Throughout your day, your inner conversation must maintain the same level of conviction. When challenges arise, and they will arise, your inner conversation must remain steadfast. If someone speaks of lack, your inner conversation must be of abundance. If someone speaks of illness, your inner conversation must be of health. This is where most fail in their attempt to change their world. They allow their inner conversation to be pulled into the current circumstances rather than maintaining the conversation of their desired state. But I tell you now, circumstances have no power over your inner conversation unless you give them that power. For these 3 days, you must be relentless in maintaining your new inner conversation. When you walk down the street, your inner conversation must be from your desired state. When you eat your meals, your inner conversation must be from your desired state. When you prepare for sleep, your inner conversation must be from your desired state. Let me share with you a principle that I have tested and proven countless times. Your inner conversation is the only reality. Everything else, absolutely everything, is a shadow of your inner conversation pushed out. Therefore, when you maintain the proper inner conversation for 3 days, you literally create a new world. Many of you may be thinking, "But Wayne, 3 days seems too short a time to change my entire world." Let me remind you of the story of Jonah. How long was he in the belly of the whale? 3 days. And after 3 days, he was transformed, and his world was transformed. This is not coincidence, my dear friends. This is law. 3 days of proper inner conversation is all that is required to set in motion the forces that will transform your world. But these must be 3 complete days, not 3 days of wavering between states. During these 3 days, you must guard your inner conversation, not just in your waking hours, but as you fall asleep. For the last inner conversation you have before sleep is particularly powerful. It continues to echo through your subconscious mind throughout your sleep. Therefore, as you prepare for sleep during these 3 days, your inner conversation must be perfectly aligned with your desired state. If you desire a successful business, your inner conversation might be, "I am so grateful for my thriving business. My customers are delighted with our services. Profits increase continuously." But remember, and this is crucial, your inner conversation must be accompanied by the feeling of naturalness. It must feel as natural to have this conversation as it feels to speak of what you had for breakfast. This is where the power lies, not in the words themselves, but in the feeling of naturalness that accompanies them. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your outer conversations. Therefore, during these 3 days, you must be particularly vigilant about your outer conversations as well. They must align with your new inner conversation. If someone asks you how you are, your response must come from your desired state. If someone speaks to you about problems or difficulties, your response must come from your desired state. Your outer conversation must be a perfect reflection of your new inner conversation. Many of you may find this challenging at first. You may be tempted to engage in conversations about current circumstances rather than your desired state. But I tell you now, this is where your power lies, in maintaining your new conversation regardless of appearances. Consider the story of Jesus walking on water. What was his inner conversation? Was it about the impossibility of walking on water? Was it about the danger of the storms? No. His inner conversation was from the state of mastery over all natural laws, and his outer world had to conform to this inner conversation. During these 3 days, you must maintain the same level of conviction in your inner conversation. You must speak to yourself as though your desired state is already your reality, not as though it will be, not as though it might be, but as though it is. Let me share with you how to handle doubts when they arise during these 3 days, and they will arise. When a doubt appears in your mind, do not fight it. Instead, immediately revise your inner conversation. If you catch yourself saying inwardly, "This isn't working," immediately revise it too. "Everything is working perfectly. My world is transforming now." This revision must be immediate and complete. You cannot allow doubt to linger in your inner conversation. For remember, your inner conversation is the only reality. Therefore, a doubting inner conversation will create a doubting outer reality. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be dominated by gratitude. Not gratitude for what you hope will come, but gratitude for what is already yours in your desired state. This gratitude must be part of your inner conversation throughout the day. When you wake in the morning, your inner conversation must be filled with gratitude. When you go about your daily activities, your inner conversation must be filled with gratitude. When you prepare for sleep, your inner conversation must be filled with gratitude. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your inner states, and your inner states create your outer world. Therefore, during these 3 days, your inner conversation must create and maintain the inner state of your wish fulfilled. If you desire wealth, your inner conversation must create and maintain the inner state of wealth consciousness. If you desire health, your inner conversation must create and maintain the inner state of health consciousness. If you desire love, your inner conversation must create and maintain the inner state of being loved. Many of you may be wondering what to do if you slip in your inner conversation during these 3 days. Let me be very clear, you must not condemn yourself. Instead, immediately revise the conversation. Remember, you are training yourself to maintain a new inner conversation, and like any training, it requires practice. During these 3 days, your inner conversation must be your primary focus. Every other activity must be secondary to maintaining your inner conversation. For you are literally recreating your world through this conversation. Let me share with you how to structure your inner conversation for specific desires. If you desire a new home, your inner conversation might be, "I love living in my beautiful new home. Everything about it is perfect for me." If you desire a promotion, your inner conversation might be, "I am so grateful for my new position. It's everything I desired and more." But remember, these are not mere words. They must be accompanied by the feeling of living in that new home, the feeling of working in that new position, Fulfilling is the secret, and your inner conversation must generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be specific. Vague inner conversation creates vague results. Therefore, speak to yourself with clarity about your desired state. Be specific in your inner conversation about what you are grateful for, what you are experiencing, what you are enjoying in your desired state. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your self-concept, and your self-concept creates your world. Therefore, during these 3 days, your inner conversation must be about who you are, not just what you have. If you desire success, your inner conversation must be about being a successful person, not just about having success. If you desire abundance, your inner conversation must be about being an abundant person, not just about having money. If you desire love, your inner conversation must be about being a loved person, not just about having a relationship. During these 3 days, your inner conversation must be continuous. Not in the sense of constant chatter, but in the sense of consistent alignment with your desired state. Every time you become aware of your inner conversation, it must be from your desired state. Let me share with you how to maintain this continuity. Set reminders for yourself throughout the day. Every time you look at your watch, every time you eat a meal, every time you enter a room, let these be triggers to check your inner conversation. But remember, your inner conversation must not be mechanical. It must be aligned with feeling rich with the emotion of your desired state. For it is the feeling that gives power to your inner conversation. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be sovereign. You must not allow anyone or anything to dictate your inner conversation. Not circumstances, not other people's opinions, not past experiences. Nothing must have power over your inner conversation except you. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your expectations, and your expectations create your experience. Therefore, during these 3 days, your inner conversation must create the highest expectations of good for yourself. Many of you may be thinking, but Wayne, what if my desired state seems impossible? Let me remind you, nothing is impossible to your inner conversation. Your inner conversation is God in action, and to God all things are possible. During these 3 days, your inner conversation must be about possibility, not probability. You must speak to yourself from the state of your wish fulfilled. Regardless of how probable or improbable may seem to your rational mind. Let me share with you how to handle apparent failures during these 3 days. If something happens that seems to contradict your desired state, your inner conversation must remain unchanged. You must speak to yourself as though the seeming failure is actually part of the perfect unfolding of your desire. Remember, your inner conversation is creating your reality, not the other way around. Therefore, no external circumstance has the power to change your inner conversation unless you give it that power. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be your constant companion. It must be the lens through which you view every experience, the filter through which you interpret every event, the standard by which you measure every circumstance. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your belief system, and your belief system creates your reality. Therefore, during these 3 days, your inner conversation must consistently reinforce the beliefs that support your desired state. During these 3 days, your inner conversation must be a perfect reflection of the person you wish to be. You must speak to yourself as that person would speak. Think as that person would think. Feel as that person would feel. Let me share with you how to maintain this level of consciousness. When you catch yourself speaking from your old state, immediately ask yourself, how would I be speaking to myself if I were already the person I wish to be? Then revise your inner conversation accordingly. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be about what is not, what was, or what might be. You must speak to yourself in the present tense from the state of your wish fulfilled. This is crucial for the manifestation of your desire. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your future, but it does so by creating your present. Therefore, during these 3 days, your inner conversation must make your desired future your present reality. Many of you may be wondering what will happen after these 3 days. Let me tell you, if you have maintained the proper inner conversation for 3 days, you will have set in motion forces that must result in the manifestation of your desire. During these 3 days, your inner conversation must be your primary tool for creation. Every other method, every other technique, every other approach must be secondary to maintaining your new inner conversation. Let me share with you how to know if your inner conversation is correct. If it feels natural, if it feels real, if it feels true even in the face of contrary evidence, then your inner conversation is correct. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be protected like a precious jewel. You must guard against doubt, against fear, against negativity, for your inner conversation is the very substance from which your world is created. Let me share with you another principle. Your inner conversation creates your relationship with yourself, and your relationship with yourself creates all other relationships. Therefore, during these 3 days, your inner conversation must reflect the highest, most loving relationship with yourself. During these 3 days, your inner conversation must be your sacred practice. You must treat it with the same reverence that a priest treats his prayers, that a scientist treats his experiments, that an artist treats his creations. Let me share with you how to maintain this level of devotion. See your inner conversation as your direct connection to the creative power of the universe. For that is exactly what it is. Your consciousness in action creating your world. Throughout these 3 days, your inner conversation must be your constant reminder of who you really are, the operant power in your world, the creator of reality, the God of your uniqueness. And that, my dear friends, is how you must talk to yourself for 3 days if you wish to transform your world. Not sometimes, not occasionally, but consistently, continuously, constantly. For your inner conversation is the Word of God in action, and it cannot return void. Remember this, your world is your inner conversation pushed out. Therefore, guard your inner conversation for these 3 days, as though your life depends upon it, because it does. So what will you do with this knowledge? Will you continue with your old inner conversation, creating the same results you've always created? Or will you begin today, this moment, to maintain a new inner conversation that must create a new world? The choice is yours, but the law is absolute. Your inner conversation creates your reality. Therefore, speak to yourself for 3 days as though your desires are already fulfilled, and watch your world transform. That's the message I want to leave you tonight. Not because it's easy, but because it's true. Not because it's simple, but because it's powerful. Not because it's what you expected to hear, but because it's what you needed to hear. Remember, 3 days of proper inner conversation will transform your world. Every single time. And isn't that worth thinking about?
Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to explore a powerful truth about manifestation, the notion that you don't need to struggle or exert excessive effort to bring your desires into reality. Instead, it's about recognizing that everything you want is already yours in the realm of thought and belief. Manifestation is a concept often shrouded in misunderstanding, especially regarding the role of effort and struggle. At its core, manifestation is about bringing into reality what already exists in the realm of thought and belief. To grasp this fully, it's crucial to understand that manifestation isn't about relentless pursuit or strenuous effort. Instead, it involves aligning yourself with a reality that is already present in a non-physical dimension. When we talk about manifestation, we are referring to the process of making something that exists in your mental and emotional world become tangible in your physical life. This process is inherently tied to your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings. Rather than viewing manifestation as a laborious task that requires immense effort, it's more accurate to see it as a natural alignment with your inherent desires and goals. The first key to understanding manifestation is recognizing that it's not about exerting excessive effort to achieve your desires. The universe operates on principles of energy and frequency. What you desire exists as a possibility within the vast spectrum of potential outcomes. Your role in this process is not to force or struggle, but to resonate with the frequency of what you want. When you align with this frequency, you naturally attract the experiences and opportunities that match it. Imagine a radio tuning into a specific station. When the dial is correctly set to the desired frequency, the station's content becomes clear and distinct. If the dial is off, the signal is weak or unclear. Manifestation works similarly. Your thoughts and feelings act as the dial, tuning into the frequency of your desires. When you are in harmony with this frequency, your desires come into focus and become more accessible. This process does not require you to try hard. It requires you to tune in accurately. This understanding shifts the focus from the struggle and effort often associated with achieving goals to a more fluid and harmonious approach. The struggle typically arises from a sense of lack or insufficiency, where one feels that effort must be proportional to the desired outcome. In contrast, manifestation is about recognizing and aligning with the abundance that already exists. One common misconception is that manifestation requires a constant and intense focus on the goal. While clarity and focus are important, they should not be confused with effortful striving. The energy you invest should come from a place of certainty and ease, not from a sense of desperation or neediness. When you approach your desires from a place of certainty, you are effectively telling the universe that you are ready to receive. This readiness is about accepting and believing that what you desire is already on its way to you, rather than trying to force it into existence. Another crucial aspect is understanding that effort can sometimes create resistance. When you push too hard for something, you may inadvertently introduce stress or anxiety, which disrupts the flow of manifestation. The act of trying hard can be counterproductive if it comes from a place of doubt or impatience. Instead, a more effective approach is to maintain a sense of relaxed anticipation and confidence. Trust that the universe is responding to your alignment rather than your effort. By acknowledging that your desires already exist beyond the physical, you shift your mindset from one of striving to one of acceptance. This acceptance means recognizing that everything you need is already within reach, and that your task is to align with it rather than chase after it. This shift in perspective can transform your experience of manifestation from one of struggle to one of ease and fulfillment. The essence of manifestation is about resonance and alignment, not effort and struggle. It's about tuning into the frequency of your desires and allowing them to come to you naturally. By understanding and embracing this concept, you can approach manifestation with a sense of ease and confidence, knowing that what you seek is already within your grasp. Believing in abundance is a fundamental principle in the process of manifestation. The concept of abundance transcends mere material wealth. It encompasses a deep understanding that there is more than enough of everything: love, opportunities, joy, and resources available to everyone. This belief is pivotal because it shifts your perception from one of limitation to one of endless possibilities. When we talk about abundance, we're referring to an underlying principle that the universe operates on a scale of infinite potential. This principle suggests that everything you desire is already available in the grand spectrum of possibilities. Your task is not to create or strive for this abundance, but to align yourself with it and allow it to flow into your life. This perspective moves away from the traditional notion that effort and struggle are required to achieve one's goals. Believing in abundance involves fundamentally changing how you view your circumstances and your capacity to receive. It's about moving from a mindset of scarcity, where you feel limited and constrained, to one of expansion and openness. This shift is essential because what you believe directly impacts what you attract into your life. If you believe in scarcity, you may find yourself constantly striving for what you lack, creating a cycle of frustration and unfulfilled desires. Conversely, when you believe in abundance, you open yourself up to receiving more, trusting that the universe can and will provide. One way to cultivate a belief in abundance is to practice gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you don't have to what you already have, reinforcing the idea that your life is already full of blessings. By consistently acknowledging and appreciating what is present in your life, you train your mind to recognize and expect more of the same. This practice helps to build a foundation of abundance, making it easier for you to align with and attract additional positive experiences. Another important aspect of believing in abundance is to overcome limiting beliefs and mental blocks that hinder your ability to receive. Often, these beliefs are deeply ingrained and stem from past experiences or societal conditioning that suggests there are limits to what you can achieve or receive. To counteract these beliefs, it's essential to engage in self-reflection and challenge any thoughts that perpetuate a scarcity mindset. By addressing and reprogramming these limiting beliefs, you create a mental environment that is conducive to attracting abundance. It's also valuable to surround yourself with positive influences and environments that reinforce the idea of abundance. And engaging with people who share an abundance mindset and immersing yourself in uplifting and supportive environments can help to strengthen your own beliefs. When you're surrounded by positivity and encouragement, it becomes easier to maintain a belief in the endless possibilities available to you. Your belief in abundance also involves recognizing and embracing the idea that you are inherently worthy of receiving. Sometimes, people struggle with accepting abundance because they feel unworthy or undeserving. It's crucial to affirm and internalize that you deserve to receive everything you desire. This sense of worthiness is integral to manifesting abundance as it aligns your self-perception with the reality of limitless possibilities. Understanding that abundance is a universal principle that applies to everyone can help to alleviate feelings of competition or jealousy. When you see someone else achieving or receiving what you desire, instead of feeling envious, recognize that their success is a reflection of the abundance available to all. This shift in perspective allows you to celebrate others' successes as proof that abundance is real and accessible, rather than as a sign of scarcity. Finally, cultivating a belief in abundance requires patience and persistence. It's important to remember that shifting your mindset is a gradual process. There might be moments of doubt or setbacks, but maintaining a steadfast belief in abundance will eventually lead to a more profound and lasting alignment with your desires. The key is to remain committed to the practice of believing in abundance and to continue reinforcing this belief through your thoughts, actions, and interactions. By deeply embracing the concept of abundance, you open yourself to a greater flow of positive experiences and opportunities. This belief serves as a foundation for effective manifestation, allowing you to attract and receive what you desire with greater ease and confidence. Aligning with your desires is a pivotal aspect of successful manifestation, and it involves harmonizing your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wish to create. This alignment is less about forcing or struggling to achieve your goals and more about creating a resonance with what you already envision as part of your reality. When we speak of aligning with your desires, we are essentially talking about being in sync with the frequency of your goals. Everything in the universe vibrates at a specific frequency, including your desires. To manifest effectively, you need to match your own frequency to that of your desires. This means cultivating a mental and emotional state that is congruent with the outcome you wish to experience. When your internal state aligns with your desired reality, you naturally draw those experiences into your life. The first step in this alignment process is clarity. Clearly defining what you want helps to set a precise target for your thoughts and emotions. When your goals are well defined, your mind can focus its energy more effectively. This clarity allows you to concentrate on the specific feelings and experiences associated with your desired outcome, making it easier to align with them. For instance, if you desire a new job, your focus should be on the feelings of success, fulfillment, and joy that come with that position, rather than on the job search process itself. Visualization plays a crucial role in this alignment. By regularly visualizing your desired outcome, you create a vivid mental picture of what it feels like to achieve your goals. This practice helps to anchor your desires in your subconscious mind, making them more tangible and real. Visualization not only involves imagining the result, but also immersing yourself in the emotions and sensations associated with it. The more real you make the experience in your mind, the more aligned you become with its actualization. Emotional alignment is equally important. Emotions are powerful indicators of your alignment with your desires. When you feel positive emotions such as excitement, joy, and gratitude, you are resonating with the frequency of your goals. Conversely, negative emotions like doubt, fear, or frustration can signal misalignment and create resistance. To maintain alignment, it's essential to address and transform any negative emotions or limiting beliefs that arise. Techniques such as affirmations, meditation, or cognitive reframing can help shift your emotional state to one that supports your desires. Behavioral alignment involves taking actions that are consistent with your goals. While manifestation is not solely about action, the actions you take should reflect your alignment with your desires. This means engaging in activities that are in harmony with the reality you want to create. For example, if you aspire to be a successful author, you should spend time writing, reading, and engaging with the writing community. These actions reinforce your commitment to your goals and signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what you desire. Another key aspect of alignment is maintaining a state of receptivity. Being open to receiving what you want is crucial for manifestation. This involves letting go of resistance and allowing yourself to accept opportunities and resources that come your way. Receptivity is about being open to the signs and synchronicities that guide you toward your desires. When you stay open and responsive to these cues, you align more closely with the flow of your goals. Consistency in maintaining your alignment is vital. It's not enough to align with your desires sporadically. Consistent alignment strengthens your manifestation power. This involves regularly practicing visualization, affirmations, and maintaining a positive emotional state. Consistency helps to reinforce your commitment and keeps your desires at the forefront of your mind. Alignment requires patience and trust in the process. Manifestation often takes time, and there may be periods when it seems like progress is slow. Trusting that your alignment efforts are working and that your desires are on their way is crucial. Maintaining faith and staying aligned, even during challenging times, ensures that you remain in harmony with your goals and open to receiving them. Aligning with your desires involves harmonizing your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the frequency of your goals. It requires clarity, visualization, emotional alignment, consistent action, receptivity, and trust in the process. By integrating these elements, you create a powerful resonance with your desires, making it easier to manifest them into your reality. Imagination is a critical tool in the process of manifestation, serving as a bridge between the abstract realm of desire and the tangible world of reality. The power of imagination lies in its ability to vividly picture and emotionally experience the outcomes you wish to achieve, thus making them more attainable and real. This process is not merely about daydreaming. It involves a deliberate and focused use of your mental faculties to create and solidify the reality you wish to manifest. To fully understand the role of imagination in manifestation, it's essential to recognize that your mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you immerse yourself in a detailed mental picture of your desired outcome, your subconscious mind begins to accept this image as a real and attainable possibility. This acceptance, in turn, influences your thoughts, behaviors, and interactions in ways that align with the realization of your desires. Visualization is the practice of using your imagination to create a clear and detailed mental image of your goals. This technique involves more than just a fleeting thought. It requires a focused and immersive experience where you see, feel, and emotionally engage with your desired outcome. For example, if you wish to manifest a successful career, you would visualize yourself in that role, feeling the emotions associated with success, such as pride, fulfillment, and joy. This vivid engagement helps to embed the reality of your desire into your subconscious mind, setting the stage for it to manifest in your external world. The effectiveness of visualization is enhanced when you incorporate as many senses as possible. Imagine not only what you see, but also what you hear, smell, and feel in your mental rehearsal. For instance, if you're visualizing yourself giving a successful presentation, include the sound of applause, the texture of the presentation materials, and the visual details of the setting. The more sensory details you include, the more real the experience becomes to your subconscious mind. Imagination also helps to overcome limiting beliefs and fears that might obstruct your path to manifestation. By vividly imagining your success and repeatedly experiencing the positive emotions associated with it, you challenge and reframe any doubts or negative thoughts. This mental rehearsal creates a strong positive association with your desired outcome, gradually replacing any limiting beliefs with empowering ones. In addition to visualization, creative imagination can be used to brainstorm and explore different paths to your goals. This process involves thinking outside the box and considering various possibilities and opportunities that align with your desires. For instance, if you're seeking a new job, use your imagination to explore different industries, roles, and work environments that excite you. This creative exploration can provide insights and inspiration that might not have been apparent through conventional thinking alone. It's important to practice regular and consistent use of your imagination. Like any skill, the more you exercise your imaginative faculties, the stronger and more effective they become. Set aside dedicated time each day to engage in visualization exercises and mental rehearsals. This practice helps to maintain a clear focus on your goals and reinforces your commitment to achieving them. One effective way to enhance your imaginative practice is to create vision boards or use other visual aids. Vision boards are physical representations of your goals, including images, words, and symbols that represent your desires. By regularly viewing and interacting with these visual aids, you reinforce the images and feelings associated with your goals, keeping them present in your subconscious mind. Journaling can be a powerful tool for engaging your imagination. Writing about your goals as if they have already been achieved allows you to explore and solidify the details of your desired outcome. This process helps to clarify your vision and strengthen your emotional connection to it. Imagination also plays a role in maintaining motivation and enthusiasm. When you consistently engage with your desired outcomes through mental imagery, you keep the excitement and passion alive. This sustained enthusiasm fuels your efforts and helps to overcome any obstacles or challenges that may arise. The power of imagination in manifestation lies in its ability to create a clear, vivid, and emotionally charged vision of your goals. By consistently practicing visualization, exploring creative possibilities, and using visual aids and journaling, you strengthen your alignment with your desires and pave the way for their realization. Imagination transforms abstract desires into tangible realities, making the manifestation process more accessible and effective. Maintaining a positive mindset is crucial in the manifestation process because it directly influences how effectively you attract and receive what you desire. A positive mindset acts as a powerful catalyst, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your goals. When you approach manifestation with positivity, you create a fertile environment for your desires to flourish. This mindset is not just about surface-level optimism, but involves a deep-seated belief in the potential for good and a proactive attitude toward overcoming challenges. A positive mindset begins with cultivating an optimistic outlook on life. This involves focusing on what is going well rather dwelling on difficulties or setbacks. By shifting your attention to the positive aspects of your life and your goals, you train your mind to operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. This shift in focus helps to maintain your motivation and energy levels, making it easier to stay aligned with your desires. One effective strategy for fostering a positive mindset is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude helps to shift your perspective from what you lack to what you already have. Regularly acknowledging and appreciating the good things in your life reinforces the belief there is always something to be thankful for. This practice not only enhances your mood, but also creates a positive emotional state that supports the manifestation of your goals. By consistently focusing on gratitude, you reinforce a mindset of abundance and possibility. Another important aspect of maintaining a positive mindset is the management of negative self-talk and limiting beliefs. Negative self-talk can undermine your confidence and create a barrier to achieving your goals. It's essential to recognize and address these self-limiting thoughts by replacing them with positive affirmations and empowering beliefs. For example, if you find yourself thinking, "I'll never be able to achieve this," counteract it with affirmations like, "I am capable of achieving my goals and deserve success." This process helps to reprogram your subconscious mind and aligns your thoughts with a positive, goal-oriented mindset. Visualization techniques are also integral to maintaining a positive mindset. By regularly visualizing your desired outcomes and immersing yourself in the positive emotions associated with achieving them, you reinforce a positive mental and emotional state. This practice not only clarifies your goals, but also helps to create a strong emotional connection to them. When you consistently visualize your success, you cultivate a sense of certainty and enthusiasm, which supports your overall positivity and alignment with your desires. Surrounding yourself with positive influences is another effective way to maintain a positive mindset. The people you interact with, the content you consume, and the environments you engage in all impact your mental and emotional state. Being around supportive and optimistic individuals can boost your own positivity and provide encouragement. Additionally, consuming uplifting content such as motivational books, podcasts, or videos can reinforce a positive outlook and inspire you to stay focused on your goals. It's also important to practice self-care and maintain a balanced lifestyle. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being supports a positive mindset by reducing stress and promoting overall health. Regular exercise, a nutritious diet, adequate sleep, and relaxation techniques all contribute to a positive and resilient mindset. By prioritizing self-care, you ensure that you have the energy and emotional stability needed to stay aligned with your goals. Handling setbacks and challenges with a positive attitude is another crucial aspect of maintaining a positive mindset. It's natural to encounter obstacles on the path to achieving your goals, but how you respond to these challenges can make a significant difference. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, see them as opportunities for growth and learning. Adopting a problem-solving mindset and focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on difficulties helps to maintain your positivity and momentum. Maintaining a positive mindset is about cultivating an unwavering belief in your ability to achieve your goals and a proactive approach to overcoming challenges. By practicing gratitude, managing negative self-talk, visualizing success, surrounding yourself with positive influences, prioritizing self-care, and handling setbacks constructively, you create a supportive mental environment that enhances your manifestation efforts. A positive mindset not only aligns your thoughts and emotions with your desires, but also fuels your actions and persistence, making it a key component in the successful realization of your goals. The concept of letting go of attachment to outcomes is fundamental to the manifestation process, as it involves balancing the desire for a specific result with the ability to release control over how and when it materializes. This principle is about trusting the natural flow of events and maintaining a state of openness and receptivity to what the universe has in store for you. It is an essential component because attachment to outcomes can create resistance and impede the manifestation process, while letting go allows you to align more seamlessly with your desires. When you are overly attached to a specific outcome, you may inadvertently create resistance. This attachment often stems from a sense of urgency or desperation, which can lead to a focus on lack and a heightened emotional state of anxiety or frustration. This mindset is counterproductive to manifestation because it creates a disconnect between your desires and your ability to receive them. Attachment often implies a lack of trust in the process, which can hinder the natural flow of abundance and opportunities. To release attachment, it's important to cultivate a mindset of trust and faith in the manifestation process. This involves understanding and accepting that the timing and method of achieving your desires may not always align with your initial expectations. Trusting that the universe is working in your favor and that everything will unfold in the best possible way helps to reduce anxiety and resistance. By relinquishing the need to control every aspect of the outcome, you allow space for the universe to work its magic and bring your desires to fruition in ways you might not have anticipated. One effective way to practice letting go is through mindfulness and presence. When you focus on the present moment and engage fully with your current experiences, you reduce the fixation on the future and the specific outcomes you desire. Mindfulness helps you to detach from the constant mental chatter about how and when your desires will manifest, allowing you to experience a greater sense of peace and contentment. By grounding yourself in the present, you maintain a positive and receptive attitude that supports the manifestation process. Another approach to releasing attachment is to practice detachment through active relaxation techniques. Engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as meditation, yoga, or creative pursuits, can help shift your focus away from the obsessive pursuit of outcomes. These activities not only provide a break from the pressure of achieving your goals, but also help to align your energy with a state of ease and openness. This relaxed state is conducive to manifestation, as it allows you to maintain a positive and receptive mindset without being bogged down by stress or tension. Affirmations and positive self-talk can also support the process of letting go. Repeating affirmations that reinforce your trust in the manifestation process and your ability to receive what you desire helps to shift your focus from attachment to acceptance. For example, affirmations such as, "I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly," or "I am open to receiving my desires in unexpected ways," can help cultivate a mindset of trust and reduce the need for control. It's important to remember that letting go of attachment does not mean giving up on your goals or desires. Instead, it involves shifting your approach from a rigid attachment to a flexible, open-minded attitude. You can continue to take inspired actions toward your goals while maintaining a sense of detachment from the specific outcome. This balance allows you to remain engaged with your desires without becoming overwhelmed by the need for a particular result. Understanding that the manifestation process is dynamic and ever-evolving can also aid in releasing attachment. The journey toward your desires may involve twists and turns, and the ultimate outcome may differ from what you initially envisioned. Embracing the fluidity of the process and being open to unexpected opportunities helps you to stay aligned with your desires while allowing for natural adjustments and improvements along the way. Letting go of attachment to outcomes is about fostering a sense of trust, openness, and receptivity. By focusing on the present moment, engaging in relaxation techniques, using affirmations, and embracing the dynamic nature of the manifestation process, you create a conducive environment for your desires to materialize. This approach not only reduces resistance and anxiety, but also enhances your ability to receive and enjoy the manifestations that come your way. Staying focused on your goals while maintaining a sense of openness to unexpected opportunities is essential in the manifestation process. This balance ensures that you are aligned with your desires, actively pursuing them, yet also receptive to new possibilities that may arise. Focusing on your goals provides direction and purpose, while openness allows you to adapt and benefit from unforeseen opportunities that align with your overall vision. Maintaining focus on your goals involves setting clear, specific objectives and consistently working toward them. This clarity helps direct your thoughts, actions, and energy toward achieving your desired outcomes. By having well-defined goals, you create a roadmap that guides your efforts and decisions. This focused approach helps to prevent distractions and ensures that your actions are aligned with your ultimate objectives. Regularly reviewing and adjusting your goals can also help to keep your efforts on track, ensuring that you remain committed and motivated. An exclusive focus on a narrow set of goals can sometimes lead to rigidity, preventing you from recognizing or seizing opportunities that fall outside of your initial plan. This is where the concept of openness becomes crucial. Openness involves cultivating a flexible mindset that allows you to adapt to new information, circumstances, and opportunities. It means being willing to explore alternatives and consider possibilities that you may not have initially anticipated. This flexibility can be incredibly beneficial as it enables you to take advantage of serendipitous events or unexpected pathways that might enhance or complement your goals. One practical way to maintain focus while staying open to opportunities is to develop a practice of regular reflection and assessment. By periodically reviewing your progress and evaluating the effectiveness of your strategies, you can identify areas where you might benefit from a shift in approach or new opportunities. This reflective practice helps you to stay aligned with your goals while also remaining open to adjustments or enhancements that might arise. Incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine can also support this balance. Mindfulness helps you to stay present and aware of your current experiences, which is essential for recognizing and responding to new opportunities. When you are fully present, you are more likely to notice subtle signs or synchronicities that may lead to beneficial outcomes. Mindfulness also helps to reduce stress and maintain a clear, calm mindset, which enhances your ability to make thoughtful decisions and respond to unexpected opportunities. Working and building relationships with others can further support your ability to stay open to new opportunities. Engaging with a diverse group of people can provide valuable insights, resources, and connections that you may not have encountered otherwise. Networking expands your perspective and exposes you to different viewpoints and ideas, which can help you to recognize and seize opportunities that align with your goals. By cultivating genuine relationships and staying open to collaboration, you create a supportive network that can offer guidance and support in your manifestation journey. It's also important to cultivate a mindset of curiosity and exploration. Approach your goals with a sense of curiosity about how they might unfold and be willing to experiment with different approaches. This exploratory attitude helps to keep your efforts dynamic and responsive to new information or opportunities. Being curious about how your goals can manifest in various ways allows you to remain flexible and adaptable, which enhances your ability to achieve your objectives while embracing unexpected possibilities. Balancing focus with openness requires a willingness to trust the process and a faith that the universe is guiding you toward your desires in the most effective way. Trusting that there are multiple paths to achieving your goals helps you to remain open to unexpected opportunities and reduces the need for rigid control. This trust also fosters a positive and receptive mindset, which supports the manifestation process by keeping you aligned with your desires and open to receiving them in the most beneficial way. In summary, staying focused on your goals while maintaining openness to unexpected opportunities involves setting clear objectives, regularly reflecting on your progress, incorporating mindfulness, networking, and cultivating curiosity. This balance ensures that you are actively working toward your goals while also being receptive to new possibilities that may enhance or complement your vision. By integrating these practices, you create a dynamic and flexible approach to manifestation, allowing you to achieve your goals while benefiting from the serendipitous opportunities that arise along the way. The journey of manifestation is a delicate dance between focused intention and open receptivity. It begins with the powerful tool of imagination, which allows you to vividly picture and emotionally experience your desired outcomes. By engaging deeply with your goals through visualization and creative exploration, you align your subconscious mind with your aspirations, making them more attainable. Maintaining a positive mindset is crucial throughout this process. Embracing an optimistic outlook, practicing gratitude, and managing negative self-talk helps to create a supportive mental environment that fosters the realization of your desires. A positive mindset not only enhances your motivation, but also aligns your energy with the manifestation process, making it easier to attract and receive what you want. Equally important is the practice of letting go of attachment to specific outcomes. By releasing control over how and when your desires will materialize, you allow the universe to work its magic and bring forth opportunities in ways you might not have anticipated. This sense of trust and openness helps to reduce resistance and creates a more fluid and receptive environment for manifestation. Balancing focus with openness is essential for navigating the manifestation journey. Staying committed to your goals while remaining open to unexpected opportunities allows you to adapt and benefit from new possibilities. This balance ensures that you are actively pursuing your desires while also embracing the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of the process. In essence, successful manifestation involves a harmonious blend of imagination, positivity, trust, and flexibility. By harnessing these elements, you create a powerful foundation for achieving your goals and welcome in the abundance that life has to offer. The journey is not just about achieving specific outcomes, but also about cultivating a mindset and approach that supports continual growth and fulfillment. Embrace the process with enthusiasm and trust that everything is unfolding in alignment with your highest good.